Hey, what is going on, everyone? Thank you for tuning in for another exciting video. We have here two foot soldiers, one being the ultimate single pack I got at retail, one being from Aliexpress. Now, a few things we need to discuss. So first things first, Aliexpress. So Aliexpress is a digital online vendor from China or Hong Kong that will sell you merchandise, and typically, you know, I believe, and that's the whole point of this video, is that they are selling you real NECA, in this case Neca TMNT figures, sometimes at a discounted price, or sometimes just selling you a product that you just can't find here in the States. It's selling out really quickly. So we're going to dive into that. So before we really dive into it, let me tell you the first thing you need to do if you're not familiar with Aliexpress. Depending on what you're into, so if you're into TMNT, particularly NECA, if you're into G.I. Joe Classified, Power Rangers, whatever it is, what you really want to do is you want to go into and find yourself a Facebook page that is dedicated to what you're collecting. So, for example, Neca TMNT, there is a Neca TMNT page dedicated to just Neca TMNT figures. The guy is Lee, I forget Lee's last name, but phenomenal page, does a really good job running it. There's also other big pages like the Party Wagon page is just kind of more of an overview of TMNT collecting, including NECA. If you're into G.I. Joe Classifieds, there is G.I. Joe Classified pages, and a lot of that is collectors to help you find the figures when they're coming out, if the Aliexpress figure is legit or not, at least according to them. Now keep in mind, Aliexpress has vendors that sell these figures, so we will be discussing, you know, which vendors you might come across that sell those particular figures. So without further ado, let's start diving into some of this stuff. So this is the box figure. Let's go ahead and open up. This came in a black bag, but it's just a single pack foot soldier here. So let's go ahead and get that opened up real quick. Comes in a clear plastic bag. This is a foot soldier with some accessories. This right here, the Ultimate, comes sealed. Some decent looking artwork here. But there is one other thing we need to discuss. I'm sorry, my mind's going a million miles a second. I don't want to forget anything. So while we do have the guy wrapped up from Aliexpress, these two figures here, though, you have to keep in mind are from different waves. So this is the Ultimate right here, and this figure right here is supposed to be off of, you know, looking at doing my some studies real quick. This guy is from the 2-pack you can get. So they, in theory, might be a little bit different, but it should be the same mold, and I really want to see if we could figure out if this is an identical figure or is it indeed a knockoff. So let's go ahead and get the Ultimate figure out of his box, let's get him unwrapped, and let's start this video. Alright, this is both the figures outside the box. This is the Aliexpress with his accessories. This is the Ultimate, so this comes with a lot more accessories, by the way, like a lot. Let's put that aside because really it's about the figures. So real quick, let's go ahead and pick up the Ultimate. We'll go ahead and put our Aliexpress figure down because neither of them like to stand very well. So real quick, kind of looking over the Ultimate, you know, really good articulation, everything. And sometimes, no, actually NECA out of the box is usually pretty good. It's those G.I. Joe Classifieds when they come out of the box that you have to be pretty damn careful. So we're talking about really good head rotation, really good arm movement, I should say. Double jointed knees are really good. Everything moves really good. Let's go ahead and put down him, go to the Aliexpress. It does feel looser. Not bad, but it's a little looser. As far as kind of putting them side by side here, I could tell you that the Aliexpress has just a slightly darker purple. Or duller purple, actually, is a better description for it. I don't know, once again, because I believe this is based off the double packs versus the Ultimate. So maybe when they did an update that they changed the colors around a little bit. Now I could tell you real quick, looking at them, that, you know, NECA does a really good job with its shading. So even like his body, his head, there's like this lighter purple in the front and then a darker purple in the back, and that's sort of throughout the whole figure. Looking at the side by side, his arm and his arm guard looks really, really good. I could tell you though, moving this guy around, even his head doesn't feel any, like, look at this. See how easy it is to move his head? Real easy. Aliexpress, not so much. Definitely feels a little looser. Now, at the end of the day, I mean, on display, I could tell you, I mean, I'm sure you could see in the camera here, you're not going to be able to tell. And I'm not even suggesting this is a knockoff. It's just, let's dive into it a little bit more. So some of the bigger differences is the head in particular is pretty different. Now, I know on the back here, what do we got? So this is, so that's 2016 for the Aliexpress, but it does say Neca. And this guy's also a 2016. So what I want to do, so let's take the head off, because this head's moving a lot. I don't like how this head's moving at all, so let's pop them off. Does it come off? These heads should come off. Probably should heat them up, but... Is this head off? Want to come off a little easier? Ooh. Alright, so this one came off real easy. This is kind of really not wanting to come off at all. Okay, I'm going to break it, aren't I?
2 hours later.
I had to use a blow dryer to get his head off. Now, the joint, or the ball joint, whatever you want to call it, is in this head versus this snapped off real easy and it stayed in the body. They appear to be the same joint. Now, I could tell you though, the one that I got, the ultimate whatever, the single pack, his face is slightly more detailed. Even under his chin, there is like a line to kind of like to demonstrate his chin, like some shading right there that I should be showing you guys right now. Even the lines in his mask are more detailed, so I don't know, and this is the challenge I have, this was kind of ruining my test a little bit here, is that I believe, judging by the accessories on this guy, that this is from a 2-pack versus this is the single pack, and this, although they're the same year, so I just don't know. If they're supposed to be identical, they're not, and that would prove that, well, I don't know what does that prove, right? Is it a knockoff? I really was hoping to do this video for you guys to kind of demonstrate that I kind of think these Neca figures are not knockoffs, that, God, how easy this thing we put back in, that they are indeed legit. I might not be able to say that indefinitely in this video. There is some differences with this particular foot soldier. And he just might be a decapitated foot soldier in my display with my turtle van here, because that head does not want to go back in. Versus the head for this guy, I think my pop real in real easy. Yeah, I mean, alright, so there is a difference. You know, once again, in some of the paint applications, even this is a little bit better movement, but it appears to be, to me, an identical figure. Like I said, the paint's a little different from a shading standpoint, but it, you know, overall it looks like a very identical figure. Now, I have seen and dealt with like the knockoff TMNT movie turtles, and they're very easy to tell from like the fake ones versus the real ones, because of, well, their faces are just god-awful terrible. Now, the Cobra Commander I got, which was labeled as a knockoff and was really cheap, did look pretty good, although I didn't have the real one to compare it. So it's possible this is a knockoff. And what, you know, we got to define what is a knockoff, right? To me, a knockoff is clearly made in a different manufacturer, not necessarily one that I feel like what you're getting with most cases with Aliexpress, you're getting, I would call them unauthorized. What I mean by that is, if Neca, who is the retail, well, not even the retailer, but they're essentially the company, is ordering X amount from the manufacturer to sell to, you know, directly to the consumer or to other big retailers such as Walmart, Target, etc., that the manufacturer's just making more. Because we all know basic business 101, more you make, cheaper they become, right? So if they're just making extra, which even could be, you know, something that they're doing on even NECA's behalf, and there's certain things that are wrong with them, they don't want to just throw them out, or they're just making extra, which I think is what they're really doing. They're making extra because a lot of times what we're noticing in the collectors community, NECA has done I don't know if it's NECA or their big retail partners such as Walmart, Target, they for the most part have done a terrible job of getting us these figures. NECA stepped up to the plate quite often. Now I could tell you with the movie line, I feel like number 3, the movie number 3, movie number 2, you're finally getting pretty easy access to some figures, but I know the 2 line is very much in demand, and there's been plenty of figures you just can't get your hands on. So you could jump on Aliexpress and get these. I've done it with other figures and they seem extremely legit to me. The box seems legit. I haven't really heard otherwise. Like I said, what I really recommend in this video is to go ahead and make sure you belong to at least one Facebook page that is dedicated to whatever you're collecting. So whether it's TMNT, particularly there's NECA pages. There's a guy called Lee, I forget his last name now, but he runs the NECA TMNT page, fantastic page. There's like a party wagon page, there's some classified pages, and these guys are really into it, so shout out to these pages. So like, these figures are really for my turtle van. I've already done a few videos on this, but you know, we'll have to have, I might just keep this guy decapitated, right? You know what I mean? Maybe have like Leonardo next to him, right, with his head, something like that, you know what I mean? I got another one right here that we can have. This is why I got these guys. I had to have this turtle van. I absolutely love the van. So I do feel like this single pack, the Ultimates or whatever it's called, I do feel like it's a tad different, and it is hard to tell because that other one might be a legit knockoff in the sense that it's made by a different manufacturer, but we just don't know. So let me know what you guys think below. Did anyone order this single pack? I'll flash up where I got it from, because that's the other thing you need to understand about AliExpress is there are different retailers on it. So you're not just simply ordering from AliExpress like you would be ordering from Walmart, right? Even though Walmart does sell third parties, so be careful there. So I can't get the head on. Let's do a real quick recap of some of the differences. I already mentioned there's clearly some differences in the paint applications between the AliExpress one. Now AliExpress does sell other variants of this that come in the box and stuff, but this is one that I got real cheap in a plastic bag, as you've seen earlier. So differences clearly in the paint application. This is a little bit duller of a purple, and it doesn't have the same shading that this one has. The other differences you'll notice is just the movement. So if I kind of shake these guys, you can hear this. You really can't hear this one. And you could see him moving around. So, you know, where I was going with this video is I wanted to prove that the NECA figures are actual, you know, as I mentioned earlier, unauthorized figures, not necessarily knockoffs. And to me, let's define a knockoff once again. Manufactured by different manufacturer than who is supposed to be manufacturing the product on NECA's behalf, or whoever if you're dealing with, you know, classified series such as Hasbro. You know, a lot of manufacturers will come in and make literally a knockoff. Not necessarily that. What I think we're seeing is we're seeing manufacturers producing it and just producing extra, and it makes sense in my opinion. So I can't quite prove that. So there is some differences with this one. I want to do more videos like this. I have some other pieces I got from what I did with it from AliExpress, like this 2-pack right here, which I really do think is 100% real, which has the slash foot back here. So I got to do more videos like this. I want to really see if these are indeed knockoffs or if they're just what I would call unauthorized. But if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button to indicate that you like the video. If you've made it this far, I assume you do and you don't hate my voice. And if you made it this far, you might as well also subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to have a lot more content like this. But basically, before we go, comment below. Do you think, based off of what I'm seeing here, that this is indeed a knockoff? Or do you think it's more of an unauthorized piece? I'm starting to think more and more that maybe it's a knockoff. But once again, for 20 bucks, these are going to look great. in my display. Comment below, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me Instagram if I didn't mention that already, _Johnny Retro. And I'll see you guys next video. Peace. I'm out.